Many public opinions have said that they feel that Nupur Sharma has been scapegoated because she was accused basically for the current disharmony that's happening in India, the murder in Udaipur, and they're questioning why can a Supreme Court accuse one girl who did some comments in a debate? How can she, without trial, she's already been, victim shamed. How can the people feel more comfortable under the legislation of India, given the current climate and of tensions? Because we all know tensions have been happening way before the last few days of Nupur Sharma.
Well, I think that that remark was probably the most unwise of all of the remarks. Consequential liability, how far does it stop? The dominoes, the first domino you say is the one that has caused all of the subsequent dominoes to tumble. So at which point does liability stop? How do we decide this? And if you have a look at the consequences of the Hindu community not responding to the serial vilification and humiliation attempts which have been going on in Gyan Vapsi, if this justice's words are to be taken into account, then really, if a group of people were to act in a manner which was violent and illegal and causes a great deal of disharmony about that Gyan Vapi situation, then actually they wouldn't be liable for it. The person who made those obnoxious remarks about the shivling,
yes,
he would be liable.
Yes.
And so he should actually be completely, he should be brought in front of the justices and this should be established. And, similarly, if that was the case, then what happened at the Babri Masjid when the decades of humiliation that were heaped upon the Hindu community came to a point where they said, no, this is not acceptable, then in fact, there is no case for holding those Hindu activists liable at all, because they were responding to the initial instigator, supposedly under this new principle of law. It's an entirely unacceptable. We are each of us responsible for what we do with our bodies. We are each of us responsible for what our actions are. We choose to be offended or we choose not to be offended. So we are responsible for even that capacity to give and receive offense. And that is common law. That is common practice. That is mature wisdom. This is what grown-ups do. And so it seems to be it's an aberration to make such an unwise remark that a person responding to instigation, to incitement, is somehow guilty of consequences, but the person doing the incitement is not. So very unwise, very unwise.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.